It is my pleasure to welcome our Solution Showcase presenters from Univo IRB. Joining us today is Heather Fitzgerald. She brings 20 years of regulatory, operational, and compliance experience in human research protections to Univo IRB. As a core member of the leadership team, she leads with a strong focus on IRB operations, IRB systems, and enterprise-wide training. Her background includes leadership roles at independent IRB, Schulman, and Advara, where she built a reputation for strengthening operational infrastructure, modernizing IRB systems, and elevating the customer experience. We also have David Trotter, is a seasoned clinical research professional with 15 years of experience in life sciences, including 12 years dedicated to clinical research. David has built a diverse career that spans both site management and business development, where he has served CROs, sponsors, and sites to help them advance therapies to market. Throughout his career, David has demonstrated leadership by successfully guiding teams, preparing companies for acquisition, and consistently achieving strategic goals. David is a proven track record for collaborating closely with organizations to drive success and foster strong long-term partnerships. Justin Osborne has nearly 2 decades of experience in clinical research industry, including in commercial and local IRBs. He served as a non-scientific board member at the University of Cincinnati's IRB for several years, worked at Schulman IRB in business development, and then shifted to research operations and administration as a director of clinical research for an academic medical center and later a community hospital in Cincinnati. Justin also spent several years as the assistant vice president of a well-respected research consulting firm before joining the wonderful team at Univo IRB. We are pleased to have them with us today to share their perspectives and capabilities, and I will now turn it over to the Univo team. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine, and thank you for that introduction. I was also going to thank everybody that dialed in. I know that many of us are in parts of the country today that are a little bit colder than usual, and I think some of us have snow and ice and everything else coming in today. So we appreciate you taking the time to dial in, and we certainly hope everyone stays warm and dry and safe and everything throughout this weekend. I'm going to first give just a very quick kind of high-level overview of Univo before turning it over to Justin and then my other colleague, Heather. So for anyone here that's unfamiliar with Univo or maybe hasn't worked with us yet, we were actually founded in 2016 under the name Principal IRB. Principal was an IRB that was maybe a little bit more focused on early phase research, but about 2 years ago, Principal was rebranded as Univo. And with that rebranding came a lot of new staff, a lot of new leadership. Many of us, almost all of us, come from other leading IRBs, Advara, WCG, Aspire. Our staff, on average, has about 20 years of experience in the IRB space. And additionally, one of the other things we brought with that rebranding is a brand new IRB submission portal that's designed to make IRB submissions quicker and easier for sites, for CROs, and for sponsors. And Heather will be showing you that today. In maybe comparison to some of the other IRBs or the central IRBs that you may be familiar with, Univo is kind of mid-sized. We're a little bit larger than some of the smaller central IRBs and certainly smaller than the largest central IRBs. We're pretty much exclusively focused on participant safety and research compliance. So in addition to the IRB services, we also have IBC services and consulting services that fall under that participant safety and research compliance umbrella. And we're happy to show you some of that today. I'll be turning it over to Justin, who's going to speak about our consulting services and some of the ways we support sites and institutions.
Awesome. Thank you, David. Thanks everybody again for hopping on. Let me share my screen here real quick. So as David said, can everybody see my slide? Okay, thank you. All right, so as David mentioned, we do have a consulting service line. I want to briefly share with everybody here some of the services that we provide. High level, when we talk about consulting, what we're talking about are services that incorporate IRB, HRPP programs at the site and institutional level, and also the operations side. So we do have a lot of consulting services that apply to the operations side of your research programs. But as you can see here, I won't go through all of these. I mean, strategic guidance, of course, we do a lot of SOP policy writing and consulting around that arena. We have auditing and compliance, any kind of issues that come up, fires that come up. The bottom line is with consulting, we understand that you guys have experts at your sites to do this stuff. Usually, what happens, it's not a lack of expertise. Sometimes it may be, and we're here for that. Most of the time, it's a lack of resources and a lack of time. So when you hit those issues and you have fires that come up, or you have priorities that come up, and everyone on this call wears 15 hats, you don't have time to really take care of it all. This is where we can come in. Consulting is one of those, we're very quick to act. We can get stuff in contracts in place as quickly as you all need us to. And I have a team at the ready to sort of jump on projects whenever you need it. We also do temporary staffing. I know local IRBs have had a rough couple of years, of course, and if staffing ever becomes an issue, it is very easy to plug some of our experts into your local IRB to help you so the backlog doesn't back up on you while you look for the full-time person. Again, institutions, I remember how long it takes to actually hire somebody. So anyway, that we have a myriad of services that we offer in consulting. I will say the only thing we don't do is offer coordinators. So we don't put people on site as coordinators. Beyond that, honestly, we have experts that can do just about anything. So if you ever need anything, please let us know. And the last piece I will plug for Univo is our podcast. We do have a monthly podcast that we put out, started last year. And again, it's just a good resource. It is a big part of Univo is the patient voice. And so our podcast is really focused on talking to a research expert as well as a research patient, somebody who's actually been in a study. Um, and I think it's important that we hear both of those voices and both of those sides of the story. So, anyway, they're out there wherever you listen to podcasts. It's just valuable content I think that anybody can kind of glean from. Since, again, so many of us are in our silos and we all kind of work in our little areas, it's kind of nice to have access to stuff outside of those little bubbles. So, with that, I want to turn it over to Heather so we can get some time to look at our actual IRB stuff. So,
Okay, thanks so much. Let me see if I can steal the share here. Um, go. Let's see. Should do it. Y'all let me know if you can see the screen here.
We can.
Amazing. Thank you so much. All right. So I want to start out here on our website just to show that we do have a quick link to our submission platform here, our OneVerse site right here on the website. So it's really easy to get to. And when you go there, oh, let me go ahead and log in here. It timed out. But when you go there, you're going to land on a dashboard that's going to give you some really helpful information as a user about where things are with the IRB. And so when we had an opportunity to decide whether or not we were going to develop our own system here, or if we wanted to use something that was already available on the shelf, we decided that we definitely wanted to design something with the user in mind. We wanted something that was available out there that the user didn't have to fight with. You shouldn't have to fight with a system when working with the IRB. There's plenty of other hurdles and things, hoops you have to jump through in this process. Working with the IRB should be easy, right? And so we wanted to design a tool that made it easy for you and also took a modern approach to how this experience could be. And so right as you land into the system, you land on this dashboard view, again, which is providing you helpful information about where things are, because that's what the system should do for you, right? You shouldn't just be dropped in a place and left to kind of figure out what's going on and what you need to do. We're landing you here and providing you some helpful information about where your things are so you can decide what you would like to do and how you'd like to go about navigating through the system, what's important to you. We also provide an activity log view, so you're able to kind of follow along as projects hit certain milestones. Again, providing that transparency for you as a user to see where things are and to follow along as closely as you would like to in that process. We also have this news feed over here to the right of our dashboard, which provides the user with like a self-service type of experience where they're able to find exactly what they're looking for as they're going through the process. This is, providing helpful news events, news about the industry, news about Univo, It's also providing, training opportunities, links to different types of information. So this, again, allows the user to self-service as much as they'd like to. And if they need support, they can always reach out to Univo directly using our live chat feature. And so this is live chat. This is not a chat bot. You're directly connected with a human and the person that knows your account. Better yet. So you're not getting directed to a customer support team, right? Like this is the person that's managing your account, where you know exactly who you're talking to and that that person can support you. The other great thing about this chat is that you can download the conversation and take it with you for your records. So behind this dashboard experience, we also have the submission library here with a couple of really great things that you can do. One, you can initiate new submissions from this space. You can also manage the existing submissions that you have already out there with the IRB. And so looking at the submission experience really quick from a high level, we provide you with a full menu of all of the different types of submissions that you might want to send to the IRB. And we ask you some really high-level questions right out of the gate to understand what it is you'd like to send. That way, we're not wasting your time asking you a bunch of things that are irrelevant to your situation. We want to get straight to it. We want to know exactly what you'd like to send, and we're just going to ask for the things that are relevant to that. Okay, and then from there, let me go ahead and select one here so you can see what happens. So the next question is, what type of study, for example, would you like to send? Because I selected new study. If you selected drug, for example, we'll ask another high-level question here of the site type. I'll select one. And then what you see here is that you have the ability to create a dynamic version of the submission form that, again, gets straight to it and asks you the questions that are relevant to your situation. We're in a demo environment here. It takes just a moment to load. We'll see. All right. So now you can see we're in the submission form, and we break this down into a series of tabs going across the top of the screen, making it really easy for the user to navigate through this process and understand what types of topics are going to be coming up. You can answer this in any order that you would like. So, if you'd like to start at the end of the form and go to the beginning, you can absolutely do that. There are no constraints there. And as you're going through, we're asking for, all of the submission related information. At the end of this form, you have some really cool abilities to look into and see, transparently exactly what it is from a summary perspective you've included in your submission. So you can make some adjustments here at the end before you submit. You can also download different versions of this form. You can download a blank version or a completed version of this submission form, again, for ease of use for the user. So you're able to leverage this information in any way you need to and use it any way you need to support in the submission process. Going back now for just a moment, I want to show what it looks like for existing submissions. And so I'm actually going to click on to a submission here that we have listed. And what you're going to see here is I've actually clicked on a study, and now the screen is transitioning to show you what it looks like once you've accessed a particular study within our system. And so everything you see on the screen now is about this particular study. And so you can see there's some really helpful information right out of the gate about where things are, again, like how many submissions are related to this study, where are things at in terms of, is a response required, or what is the status of things. It allows you to really manage the study well, right? So you're able to see where things are, what's going on, and what needs to happen in order to move it forward really, really quickly. And let me show you more of what I'm talking about. So this view is really high level, so you're able to just kind of zoom in on what you'd like to see. But once you click on this eyeball view, for example, on one of these submissions, a little side panel opens up here, which shows you what we like to call the pizza tracker, which is a really nice progress tracker showing you where something is in the IRB review process. And we get the idea of pizza tracker because if anybody's ever gone to Domino's.com or even like a Chick-fil-A app or something else, right? If you're not into pizza, right? But they do a really great job of managing your expectations as you're, using their service about where things are and what you can expect next, right? And our idea was it should be just as easy working with an IRB as it is ordering a pizza. Why can't it be? And so that's our commitment to you here at Univo is we're making it easy. We're rethinking this process and we're going to remove all of the unnecessary hurdles so that it can be that easy. Why not? right? And so so you see here our status tracker. We got big plans for where this thing is going to go. It's going to become more interactive. It's going to make a difference in your day as a user. Honestly, it's going to allow your process to become easier and more streamlined because we're going to serve this up to you in a way that makes a difference. We also have here the ability to download the documents associated with these submissions as well. So once you've made a submission, you can easily get to the documents associated with that submission. And we also make it easy for you to retrieve the final documents here and within the same environment so that all things document related live in one place. Because again, why not, right? Like we can do that. So anyways, we also have, paid careful attention here to make sure that all of the things that we've put here that you need to take with you, it's easy to do so, right? So it's our job to make these things portable because you're taking it and you're bringing it to your native systems, and so we want to make it easy for you to do that, right? So we have the ability to download things individually or more bulk, if that's your preference. Again, making it easy for you to do what you need to do as you're working with the IRB. And so I'm actually going to pause there. I know that was kind of like a Hot Wheels commercial from 1990s. Went really, really fast. So let me pause there and see if there are questions, and I want to leave some time for that.
Well, we give people a chance to type in. I had a question. How long would it take to jump on? Let's say this is the right thing for my institution. How long would it take for us to get up and running with you?
In terms of using OneVerse,
Mm-hmm.
it's really quick. So you go to our website, you click on the link, you do our sign up feature, complete a form that takes you about 30 seconds to complete if you know your name and your phone number and where you work. It's really, really fast. As soon as you submit that to us, you do a quick authentication step just so we know that it's you as a user. And then within literally minutes, the IRB has approved your account. So it's not hours, it's not half a day,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a business day as you might find in other places. It's literally minutes and you're up and running and able to make submissions.
I can answer a few common questions. We get asked often about our IRB review turnaround times, and right now we're averaging IRB review turnaround times of about 5 to 7 business days at the study level. But for site reviews and for modifications, we're averaging about 1 to 2 business days. And compared to other central IRBs, that's fairly competitive. Something else that's come up a lot recently is our recent FDA inspection. If anyone follows Univo online, you may have seen press releases about this, and we're certainly very proud of it. I should have mentioned at the beginning, we're fully AHARP accredited and all of that, but we also just completed an FDA inspection in December, and that resulted in 0 findings. We've had a number of sponsor audits. Last year, we onboarded over 100 customers, and so of course, with that came a whole lot of audits. But the FDA one, that's the big one, So we're very proud about that, and I'm often bragging on my teammates for that one.